All right, today we're going to, let's see, today we're going to attempt or install all the Hallengren scripts on a SQL Server on Linux. All the Hallengren scripts are powerful scripts for the SQL Server user community. You can find many install articles on the internet, probably very little on Linux because the less popularity. And so let's go to the website. So let's go to, just do a search on the Hallengren. Okay, so if we search, if we search all the Hallengren, you will get the website, And from here, there's a brief introduction. It's called the SQL Server Maintenance scripts. Okay, it can do backup, integrity check, index, and statistic maintenance, like rebuild indexes, something like that. So we mostly interested is SQL Server backup. Let's take a look at this one first. So if you read here, it's basically started from SQL Server 2008. Now they cover SQL Server 2019 and Azure database, a SQL database managed instance. I believe it may also can do for this one. I haven't attempted yet, but maybe in the future. And you can go through some examples. It is extremely useful, and compared to Microsoft maintenance plan, this is way simple, and also they may also support like the SQL Server on Linux, but we give it a try. And also I do believe they'll support like always on, But anyway, let's also take a look here. The organizations that use. If you look at the list, you will find as many organizations use this, around the globe. Not talking financial services. You see, Citibank, ING, and universities. Let's see what else. And the government, so long list, healthcare, and the insurance company, logistics, manufacture, NASA, space, technology. Here is the Rackspace, and telecommunication, Verizon, TT. There's many organizations use because this is not only because of free, it is really in the state and mission critical environment. So anyway, so that is just some background about this script. Okay, so let's go ahead download this script. You can also go to GitHub to do this as well. So let's download this. Let's go to the directory. So this is the maintenance solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open SSMS. So open SSMS, and I'm going to connect to a database engine. It's a Linux server. And as you see, our version is 2022 preview or RC1, RC0. So you should, they also may in the future release something. It's also, covered the 2022, but at this moment, I really don't think there's a huge difference. So we're gonna just give it a try, okay? All right, let's load this script. Okay, so I'm gonna load this script, and it should be in the download folder. Maintenance solution. Open it. Okay. Once open it, just look at the top section. Here. So you might need to change a little bit. Well, we may just take a default. Okay. You can use masters to specify those procedures to be created, or you can create a user-defined database. But we leave it as default. It's fine. So the few lines here we need to do. Okay. So basically we need see. Do you want to create the jobs? So default is yes. Okay, we can let it create the default job. Also, you need to specify the backup directory, or you can use the default. I will leave everything as a default, okay? And this one, log to table, as it says, log command to table. And once you started using this, you will be more familiar, okay? So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead to just click to execute. Before I do that, let's expand this. You see right now there's no jobs. Let's open to database. So it's going to install into the server database, system database. We're gonna look at the tables, Right now there's no user table, also programmability, stored procedures. So there's no user stored procedure. Okay, so let's see, once we do the execute, see it's successful. Let's refresh to see. I'm going to do the refresh. So do the system database, master tables. Yeah, they create some tables here, okay? Command line, you see. This the table by this script. Just be aware. And also for the programmability, they also create the stop procedures. You see the stop procedures being created. Okay, just a self-education, And also, let's see the SQL Server agent. Now you will see like a 5, 9, like somewhere 10 jobs. Okay, let's see. You're gonna do the system database full, user database full, differential. Some you don't need. Maybe you don't need the differential, and the log. Also, they do the database integrity check system and the user and the index organization. This is 7 jobs. Okay. So let's look at one of them. So I'm gonna look at the property and go to step. Okay, this is the step. This is you can see what is this look like. So this is going to be execute this stop procedure with those parameters. So the database is a system databases, and the rest of basic is all default checksum is yes. Okay, and let me close this one. Schedule. So there's no schedule you needed to schedule. Alert. so on and so forth. It is just a create a job, okay? For the user one, similar thing. You're gonna go to the property, go to steps. So if you add it to the steps, you see it's a similar thing, but this time the database called user databases. You can specify individuals user space. You can add in more parameters, like how long you're gonna keep this and to a certain, you can go to the website to look at some examples there to do the more customization. The user database log, that is transaction log, if your database is not in the full recovery, so you don't have to, if it's in the simple recovery mode. And let's do a test, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually run this one. So they would get backup. So right now we only have one user database. They're going to back up this test database, okay? So let's do a start job. And starting the job, execute job is successful, okay? So it's closed. And then the database is going to go to the default location. If you want to specify different locations, fine. And let's see where the default location is. So for the SQL Server on Linux, let's go to where it is here. That is what I would recommend, change this location to a different location, okay? And so in this way, they don't be like mixed with this data, okay? So let's cancel this. Let's confirm it was backed up, okay? So I'm on the server side. If we go to here, /var/opt MS-SQL data, and you will see under this directory, let's see cd 08, cd test. 08 is server name, test is the database name, then the full it is the type. You see we have a backup in this format, server name, database name is full, and the date and timestamp with this one. And so you can schedule it and do a customization, do whatever you like, okay? And it's very flexible. If you go back to this list, right? This just do a quick read. You see, you can back up all the systems, database, user database, and even all databases. It just depends on or specific user database. You see, you want just back up this one, or these two, or you want to like exclude something. Yeah, this is the exclude the DB. They also accept this wildcard. Okay. And regarding backup directories, as if it's no, then they back up the default location. Okay. And so on and so forth. Cleanup time, and also let's see. There's also the solution called a copy only. Sometimes when you do the copy, you don't want to break the sequence, right? Log chain sequence, you can do the copy only. Let's see. They even can connect this with some backup software like this list here. SQL backup, light speed, checksum enable database check by default is yes. Okay, and you also can back up to Azure Blob storage. Okay, and let's see what else. There's just so many, and let's see, availability group. Yeah, so that's some examples. It's very useful to look at these examples you see here. And the user database, you back up to see this directory. Compress, yes or no. If it's default, they can take the on the server level. Okay, if you say it's on the server level, compress, it's compressed, but you can express is compressed or not compressed. And all the user database and all the also they can back up to network share. That is very nice. Yeah, the basic have everything is back up. Azure blob storage with compression, compress, and so also like encrypted, and let's see. And also, this can be used to use the Unix cron job to do this as well. Okay, on Linux, on Windows, they said you can use com exec, or just you simply use the SQL CMD to schedule. So that is one of the very useful, powerful script for the user for the SQL Server user groups community. I really appreciate this the user, his expertise and his the free and the contribution for free to the SQL Server user group. Here it is, you see, SQL maintenance is free. That is the most important thing. Anyway, so hopefully, we can learn something, through this those big individuals for their contribution. Okay,